As president, it is my absolute privilege to announce that the Center for Policy Research is entering its 50th year today. Founded in 1973, CPR has been an important player in national policy making over these last 5 decades. 5 decades that have been transformative for national policy making in India, but also tumultuous. Back in 1973, when the institution was setting itself up, India was going through a phase of nationalization of its economic policy making. Through the 80s, all the way to the 1991 moment, CPR was a participant in the debates around the future of the Indian economy and the extent to which it would shed its license raj and open itself up towards a more market-oriented economic structure. In the 1990s, as India entered into the first phase of economic growth, and the tumultuous social and economic transformation that India experienced in that phase, CPR was at the center of both documenting these transitions, analytically understanding them, engaging them, and working side by side with policymakers to better understand the impact of these transitions and contribute to designing policy that responded to the challenges that it brought ahead with it. The phase of the 2000s was a new era for CPR, one that finds its way all the way to the present. In this phase, the institution became much younger, but also oriented itself at the forefront of knowledge generation on critical policy-making questions that confronted India in this new century. These ranged from solving 19th century challenges of health, education, state capacity and governance, but also looking forward to the 21st century to address critical questions around the environment and climate change, technology, urbanization, and the shifting geostrategic and geopolitical context in which India was asserting herself as an emerging superpower. The Indian economy too in this phase has gone through several transitions, as has its politics, and through this phase, CPR has actively sought to document, to study, to analyze, and to debate in the public sphere many of the contemporary, current and policy challenges that the country confronts. CPR has through this phase been an active participant in the public discourse and public debate on all these matters that impact CPR's life, and in the process has contributed both to defining key arenas of policy making through its cutting-edge research, supporting government in partnership, sometimes hand-holding, working together to design policies, to think through implementation challenges, to evaluate policies, but above all, to shape the contours of the policy debate. Should we be debating urban transportation or should we be debating matters like electric vehicles? CPR is at the center of saying, are you asking the right question? That's the core of our work. And that's been the core of the contribution that the institution has sought to make over these last 5 decades. We will, in the course of the next few months, as part of our celebration, bring to you much of what we have achieved, much of what we have tried to do and contributed to in the policy-making space, and also engage with you in this process with the history of policy-making in India over these last 5 years. I hope that you find some of this engaging, encouraging, and that it will encourage you to engage more with the work that we do, the issues that we debate and discuss on many of these critical questions that continue to shape India's future as it marches into the 21st century. I would like to end by saying that even in this moment of celebration and reflection, the institution does confront a very somber reality about its future. These last few months have been difficult for CPR as it has dealt with several challenges that have been presented themselves to the institution in the form of questions around its funding, its tax status, and its ability to generate resources and continue to operate at capacity. We are confident that we will be able to seek recourse and all these matters will be redressed quickly. CPR is committed to its organizational goal of contributing to ensuring constitutional guarantees and freedoms of this country, and we are confident that we will have a resilient and exciting and a long future ahead as India works towards its future with CPR as a small but hopefully significant contributor to this future.